Virginia, USA. Thank you for holding on. And this one is coming for those of you who are going to watch it later. And for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Sherifa Nakalema from Virginia, USA. Very passionate business owner. And today is supposed to be motivational day. And I do them live. I used to record them as videos, but I polled my audience. They said they better be in a chat, and we chat live, it's better. So that's why I changed them. I bring them Sunday live, and I switch times around. Today, my intention is to have those countries that we normally miss. Countries like Malaysia, Bangladesh. Normally when I do them later, they come as, normally I have the Uganda audience. So I came earlier today for you. And I see you already in the chat. Welcome, welcome. We have some special people here too. The ones who are not here regularly, let me see. I saw them, but I was still setting up. Wana, welcome, Wana. I have a good picking up my call. Yeah. Wana, welcome. Understand. Dr. Kalema Kwewan, you have Janet, Hajat Janet, Moonlight, Salma. Welcome. Now, the topic is, you see that it may not look normal that I'm talking about deal breakers, but I'm talking about deal breakers in relationships because normally my message is take a step to make your life better. So how do you take steps to make your life better when you have these relationships that are holding you down? And some experts say that, was it Jim Rohn who said for you to do better or you take your life to the next level, you have to work more on yourself than you work on your job. Can you imagine that? Working more on yourself, improving yourself daily. But how are you going to improve yourself daily when you are surrounded by people who are not supporting you? So the message today I have some experts. I put some experts on the computer here where I'll get some points. But I want to talk about three kinds of relationships. The relationship with your employer. I'm assuming this time I'm not talking about us. We are employers. No, employees. In the category of employers. But I'm talking about employees. Assuming you're an employee. Okay, your relationship with your employer. So I'm talking about you as an employee, you with your friends, and you with your maybe husbands and wives. Those three relationships. Those are the ones I want to mention today. I'm not coming to you as an expert. I'm just coming to you as a person who cares. That's why I open up about experts who write about these topics, and I quote some points from there. But some of this is, we live life every day. We're in relationships. That's why I want you in the chat to please. Doreen, welcome. Please respond to me when I ask. Because when I'm here talking, recently when I do these lives, I've been talking with no one responding, not many people responding in the chat. But I really want for you to respond because that's when we get like to see what's going on. So for you to take your life to the next level, let's take a look at where you are right now. In terms of your employee, your job, your employer, how they are treating you, and your friends, the friends you have, the people you call your friends, and then the relationship you are in as the other part, maybe the wife, the husband. What are your deal breakers? At what point do you say, you know what, this is not for me? Let's start with the job. What are the reasons? This one I didn't even go to an expert here. I only went to the expert on the third one. Why people break up, why people leave relationships. I mean the man-woman kind. But for this job, I need your input. For you in the chat, and for those of you who are going to watch this later, why would you leave a job? Why would you say, I'm done with this one? Welcome, Sandra. Well, you know, I changed the way I set up this live today because normally I set it to sleep around. I call it to wait. I schedule it to be here like for an hour before I come. But today I'll try to put it close to coming out. So do you like that? What do you prefer? Do you prefer that I set it up and come live, or I set it up and wait? Because waiting is the right way to do a live. Some people set them up the night before. But then what I realize, when you see my link, you come. You think I'm there, but I'm not there yet. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer that I set it up and I come live, or you prefer that I schedule it to get used to scheduling? Scheduling is the right way YouTube would like to do it. Okay, what do you prefer? Do you prefer I schedule it there before I come, it stays there for a few hours, or you prefer I set the link, it shows up, and I show up a few minutes later. Please put for me, because the right way YouTube would like to do it is to schedule it. To schedule live, maybe even a day early. Please respond to that before I move on. What do you prefer? You prefer that when it shows up, we come live a few minutes later, or we schedule it? Because when I schedule it, that means you have to click on notification to be notified, or you have to remember that it's coming. Scheduling, because scheduling, it confuses you. When I schedule it, people show up in the chat, but I'm not there yet. I noticed, that's why I did it a little bit different today. I came close. After I made it come, I came a few minutes later. I think let's go with this first option, because the other one failed. The other one is the one I've been using for a long time. People come in the chat, and also I tend to give you like 5 minutes, and it wasn't working right. Let's try this one and see. Okay, let's talk about relationships. What makes you quit a job? Let's put the money part out. Assuming money is not the issue. Like you could leave this job and go to another one somewhere else. Why would you quit? Why do you quit a job? You say, I'm done with this one. What are your reasons for quitting? Or do you ever quit? They quit. In America, they quit. They quit so fast. They go and they're fired the same way. You go there with a job, you come back without a job. So, but in other countries, maybe you're supposed to give like maybe 2 weeks notice. 2 weeks notice. So they can get another one. But sometimes it just happens. You say, I'm not coming back here. So tell me the reasons why you quit. Please, in the chat, why would you quit a job? Assuming money is not a problem. That you are not staying here because of money. Money, you can go, you have some money at home, or you can find another job. What makes you say, I'm tired of this job? Because we're talking about relationships, deal breakers. Deal breaker with your employer. When do you say enough is enough, I'm tired of this one? The money may even be good money, but you can still leave. Why? Please participate in the chat. Why would you quit your job? Those of you who come and watch it later, please put in the comments, why do you quit a job? Because the reason I make this relevant to my message is because overworking, I think you can talk to them about overworking. You can say this is too much. They're overworking you, right? And not paying you? Janet, they overwork you and don't pay you? Or they pay you a flat fee, a flat like amount every week or every month, but then they make you work too much. Okay, overworking. One person gave. Overworking. What else? But you can put the money to as maybe not enough. Not enough, I think, is a good reason. But I was actually looking for other things. I was looking for things that affect you as a person. How you're being treated. Like overworking is a good reason. Welcome, welcome. Felix, it's been a while. I don't see you. I think the last time I saw you, William, is when I was doing the cash flow quadrant or something. Where have you been? Misunderstanding with maybe your boss. Yes, like what? I'm not talking about them firing you. I'm talking about you. Remember, we're talking about deal breakers. You will say, I'm not working here anymore because of this. Now, Janet just gave us the example of being overworked. Like too much. You go home, you can't even do anything. You are too tired. I agree. Being overworked. Stress from the job. Yes, like what? Moonlight. Like what? Because already what Janet suggested, overworking is already stress. It's stressful. You go home and you can't even cook your own food. You can't take care of people because they took out all the energy. Okay, now, but another reason that I took out would have been, it's not enough money. It's not enough money. It's too little. It's too little. I'm not doing this anymore. But mostly the feeling that you are not being appreciated at all. You are here working and working and working. You are not appreciated. I would add that, not appreciated. And you are doing all this work. Okay, let's move on to another relationship. These relationships that make us like stressed and you can't make our life better. Which one? Friends. When would you say no to some friends? When they are doing what? Some friends. Those friends that you have, at what point do you say, I need to drop this one? I dropped one. There's one I had dropped from a long time ago, And for me, it felt like, you know how you are in a relationship and someone is just a taker, they never give anything. Like, they're just taking and taking and taking, and you see, you've been with the person 10 years as a friend, but all they do is take. So what do you think? They don't care to give back at all, even when they have. And when I say take, I don't mean things. It could be time. It could be like, for me, the way I deal with relationships, US and you mess with that's friend was in Uganda, is call. I call people. So I'm calling you for 10 years, I'm the one calling. You know, I never get a call from you. Even when something is, you know, is not going well with me, you don't ever check on me. So that's the take. So if it's just not giving at all, giving could be checking on someone. So what kind of friends, at what point do you say this friend is not good for me? Deal breakers, remember? Deal breakers. How are you? Oh, it's been a while. Asking why. Today I intentionally did this for you people who are in other countries, because I've been doing them later. So tell me, why you would, what reason would you send? I just gave you an example. A taker. Like, you have a friend, the only time you see them is knocking at your door is when they need money, when they need help, when they need a ride, when they need, you never, after that you never see them. Those are takers. Someone who doesn't just say, you can just take a moment to say hello to your friends. Sorry about that. To say hello to your friends. You say, you know what? Okay, how are you? Today I'm checking on my people. But if someone remembers you only when they have problems, that's a taker. Please chat put in the chat. What reason would you give to say I'm taking this friend out of my list? You know, they say you are like the 5 people close to you, 5 friends. That's not a good friend anymore. So tell me. Yeah. The time is different, but I'm also not coming as much. I'm on what? On TikTok. Do you know what on TikTok? On TikTok these days, Sherifa, make halal money with Sherifa is my TikTok. Let me put it here. If you are on TikTok, I'm there daily. Make halal money. I'm typing with money with halal money with Sherifa. My message is halal money this year. But I'm not seeing you make halal money with Sherifa. That's my account but it's a business account. Oh, yes. Oh, he's here. I've been saying you. Where are you? Which country are you? I'm sorry to be asking you from here. I discovered, I'm so happy. I watch your videos a lot. You are doing exactly what I want to do. You are doing exactly what I want to do, Yasin. It's bad that you came late on my channel. I've been doing Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant. I was doing daily, discussing Robert Kiyosaki's messages. I did it, it was fun. I lost my voice doing it. 268 videos, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 103 videos, Cash Flow Quadrant. But you came late. I'm not doing much on my channel. So welcome, Yasin. Where are you? Which country? Aldan, welcome. Is this a better time for a live? Because I've been doing them later. I'm here every Sunday, but I've been coming later. Right now it's 10:05 USA Eastern. I'm in Virginia. Where are you, Yasin? You sound like you're in America. Are you? The way and the examples you give, you sound like you are in USA. Are you? Or you are somewhere else? Welcome, Aidan. Where are you? Those are new names. Okay, we are talking relationships. Please tell me, when do you drop a friend? Because a friend who's not good for you will not help you take your life to the next level. When you are sharing your ideas, they'll take it down. You can't do that. That's not good for you. Those kind of friends. But I just gave you an example from where the friend who was a taker, just a taker. You hear them. Maybe you are the only one checking on them. They never check on you. Even when you are in big trouble. I mean you have some problems, maybe family problems, you're sick or something. You never hear from them until you call them again. That's when then you tell them, oh, I've been sick. What kind of friend is that? No. So please listen to me about friends. Before I move on, I'm about to move on to a very serious topic, a very serious relationship. That would be where you have a wife or a husband or someone you're about to marry, someone you're about to get married to, and you realize that the deal breaker happens and you stop it. You stop it. Maybe you're about to choose to decide to marry someone. then this deal breaker comes up. Those are the ones I'm discussing. And the reason this is important, you cannot take your life to the next level when you have these relationships that are not working right. It's impossible. Now, when I'm talking affiliate marketing and man online, most of people do it as a side thing, a side hustle. You do it after. Now, can you imagine? You're coming from a stressful job, you come home to a stressful wife or stressful husband. How are you going to sit down and do something? You can't. That's why these relationships are so important. We want supportive relationships. Okay? If they don't want to support you, let them be quiet. Just be quiet in a corner. I mean, you be in your corner, you do your thing. They don't bother you. But if they're disturbing your peace, they are not going to help you as we take ourselves to the next level, especially this year. We need to move things up. So let's see. You didn't respond about friends. You don't have friends in your life, annoying friends. Maybe you don't. Salma, at what point do you say this friend is not good for me? Moonlight, Janet, now that we have you in the chat, Sandra, William, are you still here? When do you say this friend is not good for me? Doreen, okay. And also, yeah, we'll talk about the friends. For me, I would say a friend who's not supportive, a friend who's the general thing for me about relationships is someone who lies, someone who's not honest, someone who's not supportive. That person has to go. They're not good for you. So now I'm about to go to the third relationship. Remember, I talked about three. I said your employer. I'm assuming you're an employee. If you don't have a good employer, that's a stressful one. If you don't have a good friend, you better have no friend than having a friend who is sabotaging. Okay? Then we go to the third one. The third one is the important relationship of, I'm going to use husband wife because I don't say boyfriend girlfriend. No, husband wife, wife husband, or fiance, like someone you are about to get married to. You are about to get married to, and especially this section is very important because yes, and the toxic friend, the backbiting friend, Janet, the backbiting friend, the friend you tell your secret and they go tell the next and the next, and they tend to say bad things about you behind your back, and then they do the same about the other. I mean, those kind of friends, not a good friend. Okay. Now, the section I'm going to go on next, I'm not like an expert. I have where I got these points. I'll tell you where I got the points because it's about the common reasons why people divorce. People divorce because of the reason is the deal breaker. Like once you get into the deal breaker mode with someone, that's when they say, you cannot be my wife anymore, or you cannot be my husband anymore. Yes, toxic friend. You cannot be, I don't want to be with you anymore. But this section is very important because for those of you who are considering, if you're not married yet, it's so important to know why people get divorced. Then you look at the person you are considering to marry and say, okay, is this a good relationship? If you find this deal breaker. So the points are here. The reason I'm getting this from is called basto.com. Let me put the whole link. You know, this replay comes back with everything. The replay. So I'm going to, the hypocrites, yes, Ashraf Muhammad is here. It's been a while. I miss all of you people. We used to do things here. You disappeared on me. That link takes you to exactly where I'm reading the points. The reasons, the most common reasons for divorce. So for you who's not married yet, please listen carefully because this could be the reasons why, I'm so sorry, this phone, I turned it off but it doesn't, let me just cut it off completely. These are the reasons. Look at that person you are considering marrying. Make sure the point is not listed here. The 10 most common reasons people divorce. Those are the deal breakers in relationships of man and woman. I don't know the man, woman thing. I don't talk about that. I'm talking about man, woman. So forgive me if you believe in man, woman. Okay, 10 common reasons. The first one is, I'm getting it from that. It's called marriage. I think I gave you the, wait. I gave you the other one. There's another, I gave you the wrong, not the wrong one, but I'm going to quote it next. The two first friends, yes, those. You see that one, the first link I gave you, that one is also about relationships, but this one is the one I'm talking about right now. The next one I just put. That's where I'm getting the 10 most common reasons. It's called marriage.com. It's easy, right? Marriage.com. Number one, please listen carefully. If you are in a relationship and you don't have these, you are lucky. For those who are considering getting married, just know that this is one of the reasons people divorce. Number one, infidelity. That's obvious, right? It's an extramarital affair. I shouldn't be even talking about that. Someone cheating, someone going out of the marriage. Number two, trouble with finances. Now, trouble with finances can come in so many ways. Maybe one person works, another one doesn't. Maybe one is misusing the money, one is hiding the money, all that stuff. And not having enough. Just not having enough. That's basic problem. So there are many reasons why finances cause divorces. Someone is spending it, all of it, saying this is my money. They don't allow the woman to touch it. Or someone is sleeping, another one is working. So that's me. It's not from the website. It's just me. I'm saying, I'm ranting. Now, number three is lack of communication. Communication can be on all levels. It can be a deal breaker. If someone goes to work, maybe your husband goes to work, or wife goes to work, they come home, they don't say anything. They just go to bed. You don't even know what's going on in their world. That's enough. Just being silent, just not knowing what they're doing, or bad communication, arguing all the time. I think it's one of the problem. The other that's coming next. Yes, they made it a separate reason. Let me see what they talk about communication. Okay, not being able to communicate effectively, quickly, leads to resentment and frustration for both, impacting all aspects of a marriage. So number four is constant arguing, but it's also part of communication. I don't know why they separate those two. I think those two could be, one could be a subset of the other. Constant arguing, that's not good. Number five, weight gain. Weight gain, they said that the weight gain is the reason why people divorce, but are also losing weight. There are some men who want a woman, they say, especially African men, I don't know, they like someone who's not so skinny. So if you started off with a wife who has some skin, some meat on the bones, and then they go lose all of it. They become like a stick like this. I think that should be a reason too. But they put just weight gain, I would say weight loss. Some men don't like a very small woman. Okay, number six, unrealistic expectations. I think that's where the problem, that's a good one. Not a good one, but a big one. This one, let me come back to the chat. This one, yes, Salam Hassan, we miss you. Why did you disappear? Come on Sundays. That's the only time I'm here. Sunday, I'm bringing shorts. I'm going to be recording more shorts, but my message is more halal money, halal business, and starting a business. My message is more on business, not just money. People who want to create a business. So during the week, that's what I'm talking about, but I'm more on TikTok. And so Mariam, all of you, I think I'm going to officially try to come around this time so we can have you around. We missed you. I'm here only on Sundays, live motivation. Now, I'm talking about relationships, especially, and the reason they connect with my message on the channel is because if you are in these, you have these toxic relationships around you, if you are not stable, your relationships are not stable, there's no way you can do anything. You cannot start a business. You cannot do these courses I'm saying, come, let's do. You can't. These are for stable people in stable relationships. So I was on number 6, and I said unrealistic expectations. That's huge because, especially if you're considering marriage, you think, oh, they'll change. Oh, they'll do this, they'll do that. No, take them as they are now. If you cannot take them as they are right now, don't do it. Consider that a deal breaker from me, Sherifa, saying, because I used to believe that people change. No, they don't change. They'll change if they want, but you don't think, oh, they'll do that will change, they'll do that. They may do that for a week or 2 months just to please you, but they go back to who they are. So My Andrew who said when people tell you who they are the first time, they show you who they are, believe them. That's who they were. They are. They come back to their real self. The way you found them, except for some people who go through personal development, my message here, and they say, okay, I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to change this habit. But they have to decide to do it. They decide to do it. Don't just assume that someone will change, or they'll grow up, or they'll do better. No. If you cannot take them the way they are now, assume that's the way it will be. If they change, good, but they may not change. So, unrealistic expectations. I had to get off to come back here for that because I'm reading here. Okay, don't expect them to change. They'll change if they want to, if they choose to. But if they don't change, you should be able to go with it. I mean, if it's a deal breaker, that thing, if you see them lazy, they don't like to work, and working is a deal breaker for you, then consider not marrying that person. Because like there is a woman who believes that a man should take care of her 100%. So if you land on that one and you think, oh, maybe they'll change their mind, I'll encourage them to work. No, it's not going to happen, because in their core they believe you should take care of them. And if a woman believes in working, and maybe especially Muslim men, I'm a Muslim, you believe, oh, your wife should be at home, she shouldn't go out. You found them working, and you promise, oh, you don't have to work. She may say yes now, but believe me, if you found her working, it's going to be hard for her to stay home. Some people just enjoy working. So I'm saying, don't expect it to happen. It may not. So if she decides she wants to work, make sure it's okay. I mean, consider that it will be okay for her to go to work. That could be a deal breaker for you, that you want your wife to be at home, but she may go back. She could be pretend. Now she could pretend that she'll be able to do it. And also with time, things change. Things change. Maybe you're struggling a little bit financially. Then she says, I want to go to work, but yet your core value is your wife should be at home. So that's a big one. I just brought it in the expectations. They didn't mention it. So number 7, lack of intimacy. And intimacy may not mean like sleeping, whatever. It may mean not feeling connected to your partner. Not feeling connected. You feel you're in different worlds. You're in the same home, but your thoughts are not connected. Because intimacy may mean, there are people who sleep together every night, but they're not connected. They're not talking honestly. Like someone so you hear people who are in bed together, and then the phone rings and they're hiding over there going out of the room, talk to someone else. There's no intimacy in it. They're connected to someone else. You see what I mean? That's what they mean by intimacy. That's maybe my interpretation of intimacy. Someone, like, you have to be communicating properly, connected. Okay, just being in bed together doesn't mean you are in an intimate relationship. Lack of equality is number 8. Lack of equality comes closely behind the number 1 cause of divorce, lack of intimacy in recent times. When one partner feels that they take on more responsibility in the marriage, it can alter, the, it can alter their view of the other person and lead to resentment. Yes, I can give you an example. If both of you are working, you head out in the morning, you go to work. Now you come home, and you, the man, you expect the woman to do everything. Take care of the children, give them bath, cook dinner, clean up, do everything, behave like a housewife completely who doesn't work, yet you both went to work. That's when the resentment can come. For you just sit and watch television, but you both went to work. Then you are also waiting for her in the bedroom. No, resentment will come. She'll get tired of that. Okay, that's me talking. Number 9, not being prepared for marriage. Ooh, many people say, I love you, let's get married. No, let me read what they're saying. A surprising number of 75% of couples of all ages have blamed not being prepared for married life for the demise of their relationship. Demise or demise? Professor Tanya is not here anymore. She doesn't come here much. I would say, is it demise or I think demise. Is that how I pronounce it? Correct me in the chat. Divorce rates are highest among couples in their 20s. Lack of preparation is one of the most common reasons for divorce. Because, I'll give my 2 cents, because I'm 54, soon to be 55, because you feel like, oh, I want to be with this person all the time. And then you're with your parents, maybe. You feel like, oh, I want to leave my parents, go live with him. Oh my God. It changes. Because now you are in the same house together. There are other responsibilities that come in. And now when the man gets you, you are there, like with them, they don't treat you the same. I mean, you are now here. So they're not trying to what do you call it? To go the extra mile anymore. The way they are trying. That's why you shouldn't move in with men. That's me talking. You shouldn't. You should get married first. You need to get married. Because once they get you, oh, it's going to be hard to convince them to marry you. You are there. You're already there. So don't do it. Stay home. Let them get married officially, properly. Because marriage is a different kind of relationship. It's different. Now you are the stress of the bills. Maybe you have children. Everything changes. That fun you're having is gone. You have to intentionally plan for that fun you used to have. So they said, not being prepared for marriage. So many other things. There's responsibilities of a marriage. Even having children, one of them. Okay, number 10. Remember there were 10 reasons? That's the last one. Physical and emotional abuse. Wow. Abuse. Not feeling connected to your partner can quickly ruin a marriage because it leaves couples feeling as though they are living with a stranger, more like roommates than spouses. Lack of physical, emotional intimacy. Where is that? Physical and okay, they're talking about emotional abuse, like emotionally. Someone abusing you emotionally. But also, the other thing that happened, wait. Physical, emotional abuse. I didn't read all of it. And it's hiding it. Like, it doesn't always stem from the abuser being a bad person. Deep emotional issues are usually to blame. Regardless of the reason, no one should tolerate abuse and must remove yourself from the relationship safety. Remove yourself from the relationship safely. And this, the emotional abuse will lead to the physical abuse. I'm not a therapist, I don't know. But what I know, that people who have especially emotional baggage, they have their own baggage, they have their own issues, anger management issues. Then they start hitting. Sometimes, by the way, we used to think it was just the men hitting women, but the men abuse men, the women abuse men. And if you're in a country like USA where they say a man cannot touch a woman, you cannot hit a woman here in USA. But the women do it. The women use that law to abuse men. Although the women can also be, taken to prison for abusing men, it's more common for a man touching a woman. They say don't touch a woman. And now, the woman could be hitting you, you can't hit back. You can't. You just be like this or you walk out. But you can't. Because they know if you touch them, for you, you're going to the police. To prison. So, that was, let's see. I was talking about the deal breakers. There are many more points, that other link that I'm talking about. They're talking about why deal breakers. In fact, I could just read them one by one for those of you who will come later. For those of you who are in the chat, if you are tired, you're okay, it's okay, you can go. Let me read these points for the people who will come later. Because these are the ones I got from this other website where I talk about what makes people incompatible, which leads to relationships failing. And I'm going to read through them because this is important. This video will be on this channel for a long time. Others will watch it later. Those it can benefit, it will benefit. I just shared the link. That's the one I had put earlier. So they are giving the reasons. This one is from Basto. It's called basto.com. B-U-S-T-L-E. I just shared the link in the chat. If you are watching this later, look in the chat. The link will be there and you can click on it. So these are saying that there are 20, experts say these 20 incompatible qualities and relationships. I'm going to just read them. There are 20. That's the reasons people are incompatible, especially young people. Please listen to this because maybe you'll take away something. So number one, you have different ideas surrounding money. That could be, you could be incompatible. Discuss it. If you have a pen, if you watch this, pause it, write these points. discuss them with the potential person, the one you want to marry. Remember, we want to take a step to make our lives better. We cannot make our lives better by being in these relationships that have these deal breaker points. Okay, that's why I'm doing this video. So number one, I'm going to just read now. You have different ideas about surrounding money. Number two, you have different senses of humor. Really, that can be a reason. Number three, you have vastly different schedules. One works day, one works night. Here they do it intentionally. Like if they have children, one is at home at day, one at night. Not good. One is coming home, another is leaving. Number four, you have different definitions of relaxation. Wow, that's interesting. That how someone relaxes or re-energizes may mean a lot more than you'd think. Let me read this. I think it will help you. Based on how someone likes to spend their weekend, I mentally put people into two different categories. Activities, a person, a homebody. Oh, someone may relax by just being in bed and sleeping or watching TV. Another one wants to go in the mountains. So if you are two people, yeah, that's a reason. You want to relax differently. So one wants to stay home. I'll be the kind that wants to stay home and another one wants to go out. So see, that can be a different problem. Number five, you have mismatched sex drives. Number six, you have different self-care and health habits. I hear people don't take a shower for 3 days. I said, what? How do you not take a shower for 3 days? That some people do that. Yeah, that could be a reason. And number seven, you have different outlooks on life. Yeah, some people live day by day, others plan for the future. Number eight, you have different types of intelligence. That's interesting. Number nine, you have different levels of emotional intelligence. You know, emotional intelligence, you know how right now I'm very passionate about personal development, things that make us better. I'm also passionate about emotional intelligence. I'm learning because it's so important. Robert Kiyosaki was teaching us about like thinking with our like he was talking about logic and like most people use feelings. People use feelings, others use the brain to make decisions. So emotional intelligence is very important. So you make sure you control your feelings when you're making decisions. So like someone, when you insult them, for example, they may make a decision based on that, but not thinking logically, okay? So you have different levels of emotional intelligence. I can see that being a big point. You have, number 10, you have different ways of expressing yourself. Yeah, like men expressing I love you to women. Some think that, yeah, because they work and pay the bill, then that means they love you so much. No, they want you to hear you say it. And expressing yourself, yeah? The chance of relationship enduring between an emotive person and an empathetic person is slim. Emotive, if we had this discussion, we'll go into definitions of these words. Okay, the emotively inclined person will eventually feel uncared for, and the apathetically inclined partner will feel burdened by their partner's need for emotional support. See, so people, I think it depends on how people were raised, the way they are. Some people don't care. Some people, they may even give you something, you don't say thank you, they don't care. Others, they care so much. So anyway, that was number 10. I'm going to read all of them. There are 20. Number 11, you have different arguing styles. How do you argue? Fighting in a relationship is inevitable. And even the most incompatible couples have their share of issues, but couples who have different styles of arguing may have a tougher time overcoming issues than others. I remember Dr. Phil saying that when you argue, be careful not to attack the person. Don't attack the person. Just stay on the issue, what you're arguing about. But you start saying someone you're stupid, stuff like that, that's not good. Number 12, you have different political views. Wow. We have couples here, you know, like Trump, that lady who was the chairperson for Trump's campaign, and then the husband is against Trump. I wonder how they live at home. Even now, he comes on TV talking about Trump, negative things, but the wife is at home. I don't know how they do that. Okay, number 13. You have different alone time requirements. Alone time requirements? Okay. Some people used to spend more time with a partner than others. It really does help if this need matches up. For instance, if one person is more independent, the partner who is not might feel like their partner doesn't enjoy spending time with them. In the same way, a more independent person might feel smothered by their partner's constant need to spend their time together. Yeah. I think some of these things are childhood issues. Number 14, you have different internal clocks. What is an internal clock? Okay, let me see. Okay. Are you someone who needs to be 5 minutes early while your partner is someone who consistently runs about an hour late? Wow, an hour late and 5 minutes early, that's too much of a difference. Okay, number 15, you have different religious views. Of course, that one's a big one. I shouldn't even explain that one. Number 16, you have different texting styles. Different texting habits might not be the ongoing over an established couple, but they can make it hard for a new relationship to get off the ground. How we communicate is so important to creating a great foundation in our relationship. What does it mean, texting styles? Young people, you understand that, I think. Then number 17, you have different family goals. That's a big one. Number 18, you have identical personalities. Yeah, you cannot marry the same person like you. It isn't just differences that drive a couple apart. Sometimes having everything in common can be too much of a good thing. What? Number 19, one partner is true for their self while the other isn't. It can be tough to be in a relationship with a partner who pretends to be someone they are not. Especially if you are someone who embraces you, who you are. Okay, one partner is true to their self while the other isn't. Okay, one is pretending, but one is comfortable in their own skin. Okay, that will be an issue. Number 20, the last one. You have different love languages. I'll read this. Knowing you and your partner's love language is important in a relationship because it will tell you how a person likes to show love and receive it. I think that ask them what they care about. Don't assume. You tell them. If they like having flowers, bring flowers. If they like being hugged, hug them. I think you ask. Make sure you know their love language, because you could. What makes you happy may not make them happy. You do. In fact, the tip I keep quoting Dr. Phil. He says, focus on the other person. Focus on what the other person likes. Let them focus on what you like. Everything will be fine. Just know what they care about, and know what they care about. And every day just think about them. They think about you. If you can both balance that, you'll be married until 100 years. That's what Dr. Phil said, at least. Because don't focus on asking what you want. Ask on what they want. What can I do for you today? Okay? I think that will be the summary. Now, the deal breaker, what I know, the values, the things you value. Like, I passed through quickly about, I rolled over I didn't stay. I went fast by the religious one. But the religious one is a big one because it was a big one for me. It happened to me. So when you find someone who's not religious at all, don't think they're going to become religious tomorrow. Just because you married them, they married you. No. In fact, it will get worse. Only if they get, I don't know, if God just helps them. So if you like here in the USA, there are people who don't believe in God at all, that God exists. Don't think you're going to convince that person that God exists, then you marry them and you think you can be happy. When you strongly believe in God and you marry a person who doesn't believe God exists, how can that work? It can't. So please, be careful. Those are deal breakers, big ones. The finance one, that's a big one. The cheating person, male or female, doesn't matter. Like, all these points are very, very important. So this was about deal breakers. I think I'll end it there. Let me check the chat. I haven't looked at the chat. Oh, yes, Wana. Did you see, can you hear me now? You said you are driving. Thank you for showing up. I'm talking about the relationships that affect the way we take our life forward. Because being in a toxic relationship doesn't matter, friend, job, or especially partner at home. But that way I didn't get into children, relationship with children, because I thought that would be a difficult discussion, because it would have taken long. We would not have gone into these. But the children can cause trouble too. And the children, their parents can cause them trouble too. So they can bother you. Like, you want to do this, they don't allow you to do that, those kind of things. Because my message always is, take a step to make your life better. But how can you make it better when you have all these things happening around you? Those things that you feel like, these are deal breakers. I really don't want this person in my life. Okay? So consider it, especially those of you who are planning, thinking about marrying a person. Have a long-term relationship, please watch this video again. Go watch it again, discuss all these issues, take the person the way they are today. But also, know that if you are getting married to a person who's under 25, they are going to change. That's guaranteed. They're going to change because they are growing. They're seeing the world better. The things that matter change. So be able to grow together and communicate. Otherwise, they will not be like that forever. They'll change. And you men, the women will change. If you marry them because they look so cute, the cuteness will not be there forever. Okay, they'll still be the same person looking good, but they're going to change. They grow old. When they have children, they gain some weight. All those things they're expected. So you need to love the person as the way they are. The whole person, whatever happens. Okay? And forgive each other. So anyone with a comment, I have to cut this one off. The message again is, take a step, make your life better. I like to talk about money a lot. And this year, I'm talking about business. Because I believe that a business is better than just making some money. Can you imagine when you go to a job, you work a week, 2 months, they pay you, and that's it. If they fire you, that's the end of the relationship. The job is not there, the money is not there anymore. But if you created something for yourself, a business with your name, that one, you build it slowly. You don't have to quit your job. You just build it slowly, and slowly, if you put in a few years, believe me, it could create miracles for you. If you keep consistent. Because you have to know, the reason I changed the language from saying make money to let's create a business, because most people come thinking they're not put even any effort. You have to put the effort, you have to build it, you have to put in the time. So someone who comes with the business mentality, they'll be willing to put in the work needed. It's not so easy. It's not so easy, but it's worth it. So it's like building a YouTube channel. If you're going to come to do a YouTube channel, you're going to put in the time. It takes effort, it takes time, it takes consistency. Okay? To them not even linking to manage links or stuff, no. I'm just saying, if you're interested, find me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm right here. Look at my videos, and look, when you say create, I have a new playlist where I say create a business. That's 2022. That's my message. But affiliate marketing and man online, that's my my general message. But specifically this year, I'm talking business. If you want to come, just promote without creating a real business, that's fine too. Just find me. I do can do Zoom for you for free. I promise, Indiho. Are you here, my brother? I promise to take you to Zoom if you want, because you wanted to communicate. As I said, I'm going live. Let me see you later. If you are here, chat. Put in the chat. Ndiho from South Africa. Come, let me show you how you start the challenge. You know this challenge, one, I invite you to, by the way. I know you are very busy with other stuff, but this challenge is interesting. Because all you have to pay $7 one time. Once you finish the challenge, you are allowed to promote. And you just promote. And you earn commissions, and high ticket too. High ticket commissions, low ticket, everything, all levels. So it's the easiest, but it's not everywhere. It's just in just a few countries. So South Africa is lucky. The only country in South Africa where this challenge is. But we have UAE also in the other like smaller countries. But most of it is USA, UK, Canada, Australia, those kinds, Germany, Switzerland, those kinds. But I have other programs I can show you. So you just find me, want to earn money online, but especially if you want to start a business. Because you want to become investors, you want to do all those things that Robert Kiyosaki talks about. Okay, I'm closing up this one. Like it, please. Share it. I know many people are going to watch it later. If you watched it later and you ended here, it's been long. If you watched me up to here, put in the comment, I finished it. I finished it so I can track it down because I know you're a patient person. I talk too much. But I wanted to finish all those points because this video is going to be here for a long time and it could help even one person. Even one person to leave that relationship that's not good for you. Because make sure you get to your true self, your true potential. No single person should to stop you to get into your true potential because they're saying, well, that's all you could be. You have a lot you could do. There's much you could be. So please, don't allow anyone else to stop you. Don't allow. Say no. If any of those deal breakers are happening in your life, plan, and change your life. Even if you are old like me, I say old, 54, 55, you can still start something. I started my YouTube channel 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I just started TikTok. I'm on TikTok too now. Can you imagine? They say TikTok for young people. That's what I used to say. But they have the business side. That's where I am. So don't stop. Keep going. Keep going. By the way, I have to mention Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor died. It's so sad. But we are so grateful to you, Bob Proctor, all the people, the family of Bob Proctor. He was a great man. We learned a lot from him. I've been quoting him everywhere. I'm always saying the statement. I'm happy and grateful when it comes to me. We listen to him. I share him all the time. I'll continue to do that. God bless him for the work he did. A life worth living. That's a life worth living. Really, he was passionate to the end. So I didn't plan this. I just thought about it. That Bob Proctor is dead, and he left a legacy. We are learning, we are teaching, we are spreading the message of affirmations, of the law of attraction, of manifestation, all those things you taught. That statement I shared all the time. Although I'm sorry, people don't listen. They don't use it. They use it for one and forget. I'm happy and grateful when it comes to me, increasing quantity through multiple sources on a continuous basis. That's a statement I share all the time, but people refuse to use it. Okay, that's my message today. Bye-bye. Leave a comment, like it. If you haven't liked it, please like it. I'm cutting it off, okay? Bye-bye.